Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Sports Buzz here on WBNA. I am TJ Walker, joined as always with Nick Roush from Kentucky Sports Radio. Nick, how you doing on this Sunday afternoon?
Doing great. I'm also on Kentucky Roll Call. We do a radio show every morning.
That's right, we do.
If you don't want to see our faces, 7 to 9 on the Big X Sports Radio, Monday through Friday. That's 1450 on your AM dial and 96.1 FM.
Well, we had another busy sports weekend.
Yes, a lot of football craziness.
A lot of football craziness. Do we start with football in the middle of February here in Louisville, Kentucky at Zaxby's on Fern Valley Road? This could be unprecedented.
Man,
We've never done something like this before where we're talking football and not even any football on the field, although we can talk XFL.
We are big Renegades fans here.
Big game for the Renegades today, looking to avoid their
Austin
first
McGinnis, just the best leg in the history of the XFL and the AAF.
By the time people are watching this, you'll know if the Renegades have avoided their first 0-2 start in franchise history, something they've never done before, and we're hoping and crossing our fingers that doesn't happen today. No, we're not talking XFL. We're not talking about X's and O's necessarily. We're talking dollars, and we're talking Vince Marrow and his decision to stay at the University of Kentucky. See you later, Michigan State. He's not coming.
Get out of here.
Staying in Lexington.
State.
This was a drama-filled week, Nick Roush, and I am very happy that it's over.
Won't he?
I know. I couldn't take it. I could not take it. You were kind of in the thick of it a little bit, knowing that you were talking with some people, obviously. He decides on Friday he's coming back to Kentucky.
Yes.
What was your, reaction to his decision, and what does it mean for UK with him returning?
Well, I think my immediate reaction was, Vince, come on, dude. You could have given us an extra hour or two, because it happened right about 6 o'clock on Valentine's night. I know there were some people who were already in that
lovey-dovey.
Yeah, they're getting lovey-dovey.
Sure.
And Vince, he's just, he's letting us know that he's staying at UK. It wasn't a surprise at all that he was staying here. And frankly, not that I was tired of it, but, it was a big, much ado about nothing, if you will.
Oh, okay. So based on his comments, it seemed like that may be true. He said deep down in his heart he knew that he wasn't going to leave the University of Kentucky. Mm-hmm. Nick Roush, was this just a pay grab, a money grab? Was this just his way of UK throwing loads of money? We don't have the details of the contract, but from what we had heard, it was Michigan State was willing to offer $1 million, maybe re-up that offer to $1.2 million, depending if those reports are true or not. Obviously, we have no confirmation that is the case, and we have no idea what the total dollar amount with UK is, but we do know he will be receiving a raise.
Well, and it's important that Mitch Barnhart is saying, hey, we're committed to this program, we're going all in, and you really could have seen at a crossroads where there's some certain steps you need to take to climb that ladder. They did it with facilities. Now they're doing it with assistant coaching salaries. Vince Marrow will probably be one of the top 5 non-coordinator paid assistants in all of college football. Good. But also, I think a lot of this, if you paid attention to the reports, there was nothing coming from Michigan State's side at all. All the news was coming from my boss, Matt Jones. So I don't know how much was actually happening on the other side. I know that Vince Marrow's agent shared an agent with Mel Tucker. He also shares an agent with Bo Pelini, the guy at Youngstown State, where you saw a similar kind of negotiation out in public a few weeks back. So, by all indications, it's, hey, good on you, Vince. You went and got paid. You got your raise. He's earned that raise. But there was a lot of drama that I think might have been unnecessary, TJ.
So is it a rule that if you're an Ohioan and you're a coach, you have to use the same agent?
It must be. Is there Bob Stoops is in there?
Oh, really?
No, I think Mark has a different agent.
Okay.
I know Mark has a different agent, but yeah, or Mike Stoops. I might have mixed up my Stoops. There's a lot of
Stoops.
A lot of
Stoops.
Troops. A lot of Stoops going around. So, but there's just a lot of kind of behind the scenes stuff happening, and it ended up working though. It ended up working. Vince Marrow's here to stay, and I think it also generated a lot of buzz. And you gotta love when you're headlining. I mean, Kentucky basketball team took the lead in the SEC this week, and we're talking about football to start the show because that's the kind of buzz it generated this week. That's what Vince Marrow did.
I'm ready to give whatever I need to Vince. So whether that be, I've got, what do we got here?
4, 5, 6.
$10 to Vince.
Congrats, Vince.
There you go. So
you did it.
I did my part. Yeah. You pony up whatever you've got. We can do that a little bit later.
We'll give him some Zaxby's. How about that?
This is a question I've been asked, and honestly, I give kind of an answer that I assume to be true but don't know it for sure. Will UK fans see an impact of Vince getting this big raise? Well, do you expect ticket prices to go up? I tell people, no, Kentucky's got that money. They're going to get $44 million. You're not going to see it. It's not necessarily true. I don't know that for sure.
Right.
Do you have any insight on that? Because I've been asked that.
Season tickets did go on sale on Friday to the general public. So I think it's just the hope is, hey, fans, just buy in with us because we're obviously buying all in. Kentucky got paid $44 million from the SEC network this year. They're doing just fine. But I think in Vince's case, Vince has got to go earn that salary, okay? He did well this year. He's a big reason why Kentucky was able to sign 4 kids from the state of Kentucky, 2 of which were 4-star prospects. Jagger Bird, kid in Lexington. DeKel Crowdis, 2 of the highest ranked prospects this state's seen in a while. They're in Lexington. You got to get those guys. You got to make out like gangbusters in Ohio and prove that you're worth what you're getting paid.
Yeah, and that was going to be my next question to you is, do expectations change for Vince now? Obviously, Kentucky's got the money to be able to pay him. We do not expect fans to be impacted by his new salary bump. But now, if you start missing out on some dudes, it's not, it was just nice to be considered. I think those days are gone, Nick. The nice to be, when you sign a Justin Rogers 5-star defensive lineman from Michigan, who Michigan wanted, made a priority, Ohio State wanted, Alabama wanted, you name the school, they wanted this kid, and he comes to play his football at UK. Once you do that, and once you get over making maybe $1 million or near $1 million a year, when it comes to kids in the state, you got to land, and then you got to be able to kind of get these big fish outside of the state every so often. Absolutely,
you got to go do that. So that was a big land a few weeks back, but he's got to keep on and maybe even rev up a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. There's room to grow. As much as we've been kind of wowed by the job that Kentucky football recruiting has been able to accomplish over the last few years, they're still finishing around 20th, 25th in the nation. Plenty of room to grow. They're behind Tennessee, they're behind Georgia, they're behind Florida, and that's just in the SEC East alone. So room to rise. And I do think, and we talked a little bit about this on Kentucky Roll Call Monday through Friday, 7 to 9. He's Nick Roush, I'm TJ Walker. We've discussed that with Kentucky being able to move up the rankings for recruiting, you got to start also seeing results as well. And you've got to, the 8-win seasons are great. Does that become the basement? The 10-win season against Penn State, that was amazing. Does that become more of the norm? If you want to make this commitment to football, at some point, it's great that you're putting the money behind it, but you got to start seeing results on the field. And I don't think Kentucky fans would be happy with 6-6. That's great. Maybe we get to a point where Kentucky needs to start finishing in the top 3 in the SEC East on a consistent basis and nudge one of Georgia, Florida, and Tennessee out of the way. Lofty expectations, but if Kentucky wants to be the program that it wants to be, it's going to have to do that.
No, definitely, and the expectations this year are certainly going to be high. ESPN, they released our early SP Plus rankings, and Kentucky was just outside of the top 25 at number 28, but they're going on the road to 2 top 11 teams. Auburn's 11th. Florida's in there too as well. I think they're 7th. Tennessee's a top 25 according to them. So you've got a tough schedule. I think there's 4 just in the preseason in these projections by ESPN. So, but with that being said, you should win your other 8 and now go win some toss-ups. Go get some because, Vince said right afterwards, he's like, the goal is now to get to Atlanta and this is the next step. They can do it this year. They have the talent to do it this year. And now, unlike many other years, TJ, there's expectations. I think there was in that 2018 10-win season where you came in and you're like, all right, Mark Stoops, now's your time to do it. But I think the expectations have never been higher going into the 2020 season.
And rightfully so. All right, Vince, actually, never mind. This money is not for you. We're at Zaxby's, and I'm going to go get myself some chicken tenders.
Nice.
We'll be back. We're going to talk college hoops.